Hear about the new platform for new types of pharmaceuticals that can save lives. And learn more about the future from a panel of experts at OligoNova, based in GoCo Health Innovation City.
Hello and most welcome to GoCo Health Innovation City and OligoNova, the new platform for developing new types of pharmaceuticals based on oligonucleotides. And with me now to discuss about that are the team behind this initiative, and that is Agneta Holmeng, Professor and Dean at Sahlgrenska Academy at the University of Gothenburg, Claes Gustafsson, who is a Professor in Medical Biochemistry at the University of Gothenburg, and with us also on link is Shalini Andersson, who is Head of Research of Oligonucleotides at AstraZeneca. Most welcome, all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But first, Claes, could you explain to us what is oligonucleotides?
So, in order to explain that, I need to tell you something about genetic information. So, in our cells, information is stored in the form of genetic material, DNA. And the DNA, that's a type of molecule that's built up of millions and millions of small building blocks. But if an oligonucleotide is actually just a small piece of DNA, so you take a small piece with maybe 20, 30, 40 building blocks, that's an oligonucleotide. And it can also be RNA, which is a close cousin to DNA.
And does this mean that you can develop pharmaceuticals quicker?
Yes, you can develop specific small oligonucleotides that will actually influence the expression of genetic material. And today we live in the age of genetic medicine, which means that for many patients we actually know the specific error in the genome that caused the patient's symptoms. And based on that information, we can actually use computers to take the first steps towards new therapies based on oligonucleotides.
Agneta, please tell us, we're now sitting in what is going to be OligoNova. Could you tell us, how did you start this? How did you find out that you wanted to do this?
It all started 2 years ago when a small group of people from academia, industry and the region did a study trip to Boston. And one very interesting meeting was with Philip Samore, professor and chair at the RNA Therapeutic Institute in Boston. And he gave a very inspiring talk, of course describing the scientific excellence at his institute, but also the strong collaboration between academia and industry. And then I recognized that we had all these prerequisites at home with excellent preclinical and clinical research and also strong pharmaceutical and life science industry, just to put the pieces together, so to say.
This is supposed to be then a cooperation area between industry, academia, startups and so on. If you look at this very moment, what are your expectations right now?
Well, I mean, the dream is, of course, to sort of set up this now and get a successful center that will offer state-of-the-art technologies, cutting-edge technologies to Swedish scientists, so that they can take ideas they have of new therapies and make that into reality, and that's what we want to do. You have to remember that OligoNova is not primarily a research project, but actually a platform with technologies that will sort of help in transitioning from academia into practice and helping patients.
This is a fantastic opportunity not to be missed by Sweden to really enter the field early on and really establish Sweden as one of the key areas of research for oligonucleotides in both Europe and globally. And I think also from my perspective in AstraZeneca, this having a critical mass of researchers in academia and in industry will make it also easier to have collaborations, give really fruitful collaborations where we share ideas and drive the science forward. And I think this will be good for all parties, so to speak.
And this is also a great interest on the global field. And we are going to talk to Annemieke Aertsma-Roos, who is a professor at Leiden University in the Netherlands. Well, what is your view if you should describe the global development of this field?
I'm in the field now for just over 20 years. And when I started in the field, there were no oligonucleotide therapies approved. And then at some point, the first one was approved in the early 2000s. And then every few years, there would be one approved. Now we're looking at every year, there's multiple oligonucleotide therapies approved. So it's really rapidly developing, and they're approved in the USA, they're approved in Europe, they're approved in Asia. So it really is a global development. And currently there's also a lot of clinical trials ongoing. So the expectation is that this will only increase in the near future. So they offer a niche, and they offer hope for patients for which for a long time there was no therapeutic options available at all.
I suppose that you have heard about OligoNova and the ambitions in Sweden to create a hub for developing new pharmaceuticals. What do you think about that?
I think so. Looking to the future, of course, it will improve research and therapy development in Gothenburg to start with, but probably then also Sweden and likely also Europe in the wider sense. So I think really it's a very important initiative.
Thank you so much, Annemieke Roos, for being with us. The research of and development of oligonucleotides has already raised an impressive amount of money from private financiers like the Wallenberg Foundations and governmental support from SciLife Lab and also from Vinnova. Agneta, what does this strong financial support mean?
I think that this could not be done without strong financial support. So we are most grateful to Wallenberg Foundation and also Vinnova, the Swedish Innovation Agency.
And for Sweden, what kind of effect will it have for the Swedish position in this field?
Yeah, I think that this exciting journey right now has started to develop OligoNova as a Swedish platform for world-class oligonucleotides through close collaboration, joint activities, but also new investment by academia and industry. And of course with visibility and global impact in the form of groundbreaking therapies that reach patients' benefit, and also, of course, strengthen Sweden's competitiveness in life science.
We will also ask Charlene about the industry's view on this and the interest from the industry, because as I understand, all the big pharmaceutical industries are now looking into this field with a great interest.
From AstraZeneca's perspective, we think this will become as important as small molecules and biologics to treat diseases that are not so easy to treat. We believe it will become one of the main type of molecules that we will be using in the future to really be able to treat diseases we have not been able to treat today or have suboptimal treatments for.
So far has oligos been the base for treatment of rather rare disorders. What kind of possibilities do you see for the future?
I think we'll see a development where we'll see more and more oligonucleotides developed for more common disorders. We already see that in the pipelines, and we recently had a drug approved for lowering blood fats. So I think there is a possibility that therapeutic oligonucleotides would actually be one of the major legs of the pharmaceutical industry, a broad pipeline with many different types of drugs coming.
So let's hope then that the research and development will make life better. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more episodes from GoCo Health Innovation City.